I exposed my best friend's secret affair with someone else's boyfriend after months of watching her be the other woman. Now she hates me. He spun a web of lies to protect himself, and I'm left wondering if I did the right thing, or just blew everything up for nothing. When I was living in the hostel, I made a bunch of friends. The kind of friends you eat all your meals with, gossip with during late-night walks, cry with when the weight of everything hits too hard. One of them was Sonia. She had this easy warmth, the kind of presence that made you feel like you'd known her forever even if it had only been a week. We got close fast. I noticed pretty early on that she was always on the phone with someone. Not just the casual, hey, what's up kind of calls, no. These were long, private, soft-spoken conversations. She'd smile to herself while scrolling through her chats, disappear for an hour or two on call, and come back with this subtle glow on her face. I used to tease her about it sometimes, and she would just blush and brush it off. Eventually, she opened up. She told me about this guy, let's call him Sanjay. She met him at a fest on another campus. According to her, it was one of those instant connection things. Sparks. Eye contact that felt magnetic. They exchanged numbers, started texting, then calling, and before she knew it, they were meeting up, sending each other playlists, writing handwritten letters. The whole romantic reel. She showed me pictures of the gifts he gave her, tiny thoughtful things, like a hand-painted card or a keychain with their initials. She'd talk about how he always knew the right thing to say when she was feeling low, how he never let a single day pass without checking in on her. Honestly, it sounded like the kind of love people dream about. I saw them together once. He came to visit her, and they sat outside the hostel gate talking for hours. He brought her flowers. He was soft-spoken, polite. Nothing flashy, just gentle. They looked like the kind of couple that fit. That effortless sort of bond. I remember watching them and thinking, wow, this looks real. So one day, while we were chatting, I casually asked, so you both are official, right? Expecting her to say yes without a second thought. But she said, no, not yet. We're just dating right now. I paused. Just dating? Yeah, she said almost too quickly. It's not like official. I let it go. I mean, some people take time, right? Maybe they were figuring things out. But a week later, things unraveled. She told me, without much prompting, that Sanjay had a girlfriend. A long-term one. As in, for years long. Let's call her Dia. I actually froze. I didn't know how to react. My mouth went dry. My brain couldn't even wrap itself around the sentence. You knew he had a girlfriend? I asked, stunned. She nodded. I did. From the start. I was quiet. I kept thinking maybe I misheard. Or maybe she was about to explain something that made it all make sense. But she didn't. She just said she couldn't stop. That for the first time in her life, someone made her feel seen. That Sanjay made her feel cared for, understood, special. That she'd never had that before. And when it came, she didn't want to lose it. She said it all just happened. I didn't know whether to feel angry, sad, betrayed, or just confused. I told her, probably too sternly, that she needed to walk away. End it. That being the other woman wasn't just wrong, it was cruel. That someone else was out there, Dia, believing she was in a faithful, 4-year relationship. Living her life in that illusion. It felt so unfair. And Sonia, this friend I had grown to love and respect, was part of that lie. She nodded, said I was right. She promised she'd end it. But she didn't. In fact, a few days later, I saw her smiling at her phone again. She looked the same as always. Blushing, light in her eyes, soft laughter under her breath. I wanted to believe it was someone else. But I knew better. I tried talking to her again. I asked her what was happening. She looked at me, eyes tired, and said, I can't let go. It feels too real. Too good. I think that's when I realized just how deep she was in it. I started distancing myself after that. It felt impossible to sit with her and talk about anything without feeling the weight of this truth. Every smile she gave me felt like a mask. Every story she told felt like it had a shadow behind it. I didn't want to judge her, I really didn't. But I couldn't pretend anymore, either. She kept going back. Again. And again. And again. I watched it happen in real time. Sonia would say she was done. That she was tired of being in the shadows, tired of the secrecy, tired of being someone's second. But then the next day, or sometimes the same evening, he'd message her, and suddenly, the resolve would vanish. One "I miss you" from him, and she'd melt. A voice note, a late-night call, a half-hearted promise that he'd figure things out soon, and she'd be right back in. This went on for 7 entire months. 7 months. I saw her laugh over his texts. I saw her cry when he didn't reply. I saw her go to meet him, full of hope, only to come back hollow. It was like watching someone slowly poison themselves, knowing full well what it was doing but still choosing to drink. And all this time, Dia had no idea. Not even a hint. In her world, she had a loving, devoted boyfriend of 4 years. A man who brought her gifts, who remembered her birthday, who checked in on her every night. Their parents knew each other. They'd attended family functions together. They had plans. Future plans. Marriage was on the table. She probably had no reason to doubt him, because why would you doubt someone who makes you feel safe? And meanwhile, he was cheating. Physically, emotionally, completely. It wasn't some one-time mistake. It wasn't a kiss at a party or a drunk slip-up. This was a full-blown, continuous, calculated betrayal. What haunted me even more than his actions were his words. The things he said to Sonia. How he justified his cheating. Things like, "I don't feel anything for Dia anymore. She just happened. It's hard to sleep with her because she's overweight and doesn't have the perfect body. But you do. You're the one I actually love." When Sonia told me that, I felt sick. Truly, physically sick. The cruelty of it. The objectification. The fact that he reduced Dia, his girlfriend of 4 years, to just a body that didn't measure up. And then had the audacity to present his cheating as some form of romantic truth. And Sonia? She believed him. She stayed. She clung to the idea that she was the chosen one, that he loved her more. That maybe someday, it would be her in the light and Dia in the past. I tried. So many times I tried. I begged her to walk away. I told her this wasn't love. That if someone could do this to Dia, he'd eventually do it to her too. That what she had wasn't real. It was built on lies, secrecy, manipulation. But every time I brought up Dia, Sonia would shut down. She'd say things like, "I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to ruin a girl's life." And I'd just sit there, staring at her, thinking, "You don't want to ruin a girl's life? What the hell do you think is already happening?" Time passed. We finished our course. The hostel chapter ended. Everyone moved away to different cities, new jobs, new beginnings. I tried to move on too. I tried to put it behind me, but it stayed with me, because he was getting away with it. A man like that, who could lie so effortlessly, cheat so completely, and then blame her body for his betrayal, was out there walking free, holding hands with his girlfriend, smiling in photos, probably still texting Sonia under a different name, different app. And I couldn't stomach it. So, I did something I hadn't planned. Something messy. Something I knew some people would say wasn't my place. But I did it anyway. I made a fake account. No personal details. No links to me or anyone else. Just a blank profile. And I messaged Dia. I still remember the exact words I typed. My hands were shaking, even though I had rehearsed the message in my head 100 times. I wrote, "Hi. I'm someone who knows your boyfriend. I'm sorry to text you like this, and I know it's hard to believe, but I saw him with another girl. They were extremely close. I heard they're in a relationship. He's cheating. Please don't ask me anything else. Ask him." And then I logged out. I didn't want to reply. I didn't want to be involved any more than that. I didn't want to become part of their breakup or drama. I just wanted the truth to reach her. She deserved that much. Everyone does. Then I logged in again, and I was stunned. She replied once. Just once. Her message was cold, short, almost mechanical. Like she thought I was a troll or some random spam account. It didn't seem like the message had landed in the way I expected. It wasn't denial. It wasn't panic. It wasn't shock. It was disinterest. I sat there staring at the screen, rereading her response, trying to gauge what it meant. Did she already know? Did she not believe me? Was I too vague? Too anonymous? So, I followed up. I told her to check Sanjay's Snapchat account. Told her to go through his phone if she had access. I didn't say anything more. Just that. Just enough for the possibility to crawl under her skin. And then she blocked me. Just like that. No goodbye. No response. Just a dead end. I won't lie, it stung. I'd done something huge. Something I debated for weeks, if not months. I didn't want recognition, but I guess I did want some sign that it mattered. That it helped. At first, I convinced myself that maybe she needed time. That she was processing it in her own way. That maybe she was already suspicious and wasn't ready to confront it. Or maybe she believed me, but hated me for it. Whatever the reason, I backed off. Until a few days later, Sonia messaged me. She was frantic. Panicked. I could see it in the way she typed, the way her sentences trailed off, her voice cracked when she eventually called me. She didn't say hello. She just asked bluntly, urgently, "Did you message Dia?" And I said yes. Because I'm done lying for anyone. Even her. She went completely silent on the other end. I could hear her breathing. And then her voice changed. It wasn't fear anymore. It was betrayal. Rage. She said I had no right. That I shouldn't have gotten involved. That I broke her trust. That I ruined something she cared about deeply. That I ruined everything. I told her the truth again, that I did what I did because someone needed to. Because it was wrong to keep Dia in the dark. Because if roles were reversed, I would want to know. Because if she weren't so wrapped up in her own fantasy, maybe she would have seen it too. But she wasn't listening anymore. And that's when the story really twisted. Sanjay, who apparently got confronted by Dia after my messages, immediately assumed Sonia had spilled. He went straight to her and accused her of outing him, called her careless, called her a traitor, as if he was the victim here. So she came to me, scared, confused, shaking, asking if I'd done it. Yes, I had. And now she was the collateral. But the thing is, what happened next just proved everything I had said about him from the beginning. Sanjay didn't come clean. He didn't admit what he did. Instead, he twisted the narrative. He told Dia that he and Sonia only made out once. That it was a mistake. That he never had feelings for her. That Sonia was obsessed. That she misread everything. That he was loyal. That he was the one being used. And, of course, Dia believed him. Or maybe she believed just enough of it to justify walking away without destroying herself. She broke up with him. Quietly, apparently. No drama, no yelling. Just silence. Dignified, devastating silence. And Sonia? She was left heartbroken. Crushed. She had given 7 months of her life to a man who discarded her the second his truth was exposed. He didn't defend her. He didn't fight for her. He threw her under the bus to save face. And now? Now they both blame me. Sanjay blames me for ruining his relationship. For dragging Dia into drama. As if I made the lies. As if I told him to cheat. As if I was the one who disrespected and manipulated 2 women simultaneously and lied through my teeth for almost a year. And Sonia blames me too. She says I should have let them figure it out. That it wasn't my place and I didn't have to be involved at all. And why does it matter to me? That I broke her heart unnecessarily. That I should have stayed silent for the sake of peace. She said I didn't understand what she felt. That I didn't get what it's like to be truly loved for the first time. That I made everything worse. And maybe I did make everything worse for them. Maybe I ruined the perfect illusion they'd wrapped themselves in. Maybe I burned down the fantasy they were both addicted to. But I still don't think I did anything wrong. Because how do you sit silently while someone gets lied to? How do you look a girl in the eye, knowing her boyfriend is cheating, and say nothing? How do you hear the things Sanjay said about her weight, her body, her worth, and then watch him hold her hand like he's pure? I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. And now I sit with the fallout. No friendship with Sonia. No closure from Dia. Just this echo chamber of guilt and self-questioning. Was I wrong? Did I overstep? Or did I simply refuse to let another girl be fooled, just because everyone else was comfortable in the lie? I don't know. But what I do know is this. Sometimes the truth hurts, and sometimes the messenger gets blamed. And sometimes people would rather hate the person who exposed the lie than the person who told it. But that's not my burden to carry anymore. Any advice after all of this would be so very helpful for and future on how should I handle things that have been done in these past months. Did I not gotten involved, or should I just have passed it by or watched the scene, the betrayal going on? How can someone just believe someone at first in just a single line she had to do something asked him again and again? People are just too naive or just don't know about the things work. Has anyone gone through this type of or similar kind situation, what you did and how you handled the situation? Please drop down your comments in the comments. I'll pass it to OOP.